Good morning, family. Welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Sunday, September 13, 2009, and today we're reading 1 Chronicles Chapter 11. As always, I encourage you first to read the chapter 2 for yourself, see what you get from it, email us when we put it on the blog. But what I want to bring up for Lessons for Life today is we hear about David, and as King David is going, he goes to Jerusalem, and the Jebusites are in Jerusalem at that time. And he tells his men, whoever leads a charge against the Jebusites is going to be the commander, or who's going to lead the people afterwards. So Joab actually takes that charge, and he's the first one, and he leads them, and they're, of course, victorious over the Jebusites. But what I want to share with you for Lessons for Life is just how Joab was the first. He was the leader, and he was rewarded for leading the charge against the Jebusites. So the first one to do something, or the first one to push forward, will oftentimes be the one that gets the reward. So it's important for us, the lesson we get for it is important for us to be, kind of pioneers. The first ones to do things. Now I'm going to tell you a story, and you might have heard me say this before, back when Mommy and I were in college, and good friend of ours, Everett, and him and I were discussing something. There was a time that we wanted to do something with some textbooks and allow for the students to exchange textbooks, because we know we were spending so much money for the textbooks. But we had come with this, we had wrote it out, we had come with a great plan on how students could exchange things. And this was before eBay and all this other stuff. And we went so far with it, and then we kind of got discouraged because we didn't make it. Well, because some people kind of at the school were discouraging us from doing what we were doing. But a lot of times when we talk, we look back and say, we came up with the whole idea of exchanging and eBay before eBay even came into play. And now eBay, of course, is a major website where almost anything is sold on. But this was before any of that was even done, and we kind of had that concept or that idea just dealing off with textbooks and going to, with our college, and going to even having incorporate another college, and we just really had thought this whole thing through. But you know what? We weren't the first ones to do it because we didn't pursue it. But if we had pursued it, I'm sure it could have turned into something very, very big. But we didn't follow it through. So the one that actually is the first one will oftentimes reap the reward. So eBay actually was the first one, I guess, to really go through and develop it all the way to the end. But if we would have did something like that, I'm sure we would have been really successful with that venture. So the lesson, like I said, I want to share with you is the first one to push, and there might be some things that you don't see other people doing, and you kind of get discouraged. And it's kind of a tricky situation because you don't see other people doing it, so you think, oh, this might not work. But that's where you might be, get the most blessing out of, because that means that it's kind of wide open for you. So if you don't see anybody else doing it, then that's a perfect opportunity for you to jump in and do something that nobody else is doing. Because, like I said, it's kind of I think people use it more of an excuse. When they don't see somebody doing it, then they kind of discourage themselves, oh, this won't work because nobody else is doing it. And then when they do see somebody else doing it, then they say to themselves, oh, you know what, this other person's doing it, so I can't do it again because somebody else is already doing it. But the point is, for us, I believe we can get the greatest reward when we're the pioneers, when we're doing something that nobody else is doing. So that's a lot of times what we're doing, even at Samson's, where we're doing things offering things that other people aren't even offering in the funeral industry, and we're offering such a wide variety, and that's what makes us successful. So, like I said, the lesson that we can get for this, for our Lessons for Life, as we saw Joab, he led them over the Jebusites, and he's the one that really reaped the reward. He became the chief at that point. But as we go through our days and our lives, we should look to be pioneers in different things and see how we'll be blessed for being those pioneers. And don't be discouraged when there's nobody else doing it. That just means that there's a greater opportunity for you to do it. All right? So with that, create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we'll talk again tomorrow.